They're racing immediately. And a champion becomes a legend. McCabe Diva wins it again.
Yes, yes, yes. Wins the Everest. Glen Boss wins another big one.
Kingston Town.
Yeah.
And a close association. So what were those times like riding the idle horse of that era for the biggest trainer in town, Tommy Smith, who had a certain bit of character about him?
Yeah.
What was that like? You got any funny tales that sum up that period of your
in
life?
those days, the only thing I will say, I rode for Tommy for nearly 8 years, and we had a great association. But the only thing I would say, I started riding for him when I was 21 years of age. The only thing I would say, I would have loved to have started riding for him when I was 31 years of age. I went to my boss and I said, "Boss," I'd just come out of my time, and I said, "Boss, I've been offered the job with Tommy Smith to be his stable rider." And in those days, everyone had a stable.
Yes.
You were associated with the stable. And he said to me, "Son, I think you're a little bit too young to be taken on the biggest job in the country." He said, "But it would be very, very hard to knock that job back." So I didn't even dwell on it. I wanted the job because it was the best job in the country, and he had the best horses. Kevin Langby was his stable rider at the time, and I took the job on. And the second year I was there, one of the 2-year-olds that walked through our gate that year was Kingston Town. So if I hadn't have taken the job on then, someone else would have got Kingston Town. And look, in our game, it's about being at the right place, right time, without a doubt. And second year I was there, one of the 2-year-olds that come through our gate was Kingston Town.
What an amazing story.
And that's a true story. And I loved every minute of him. He was an absolute freak to ride. I say the thing that stops athletes, whether they're human or equine, is pain. He had no pain barrier. I don't know how many times I thought I got to the top of him. He'd still find something else. He was amazing to ride. And he won from 1,200 metres to 2 miles.
Yeah.
What
was his?
He's by Bletchley.
I know, but what was his demeanour like riding work and that?
Oh, he's a prick. He was a prick to ride.
Yeah, in what way though? What would he do?
Just a character.
Yeah.
Bossy, I was riding him one day and I hated, and he never went anywhere without the pony. And he was a chronic windsucker. And people say, "Oh, windsuckers are no good."
Yeah.
He was chronic. As soon as you took the collar off him, Errol, who used to ride the pony, Kingston Town was that bad he'd try and latch onto the pony to suck.
Wow.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
And when they call them windsuckers, Adam, when they're in their box, they'll bite down on a piece of on the railing and they suck air back in through it. Into their guts. It's a bad habit some of them have.
Terrible
It's a bit
habit.
of a boredom thing sometimes, but
but he was a bad windsucker, and he had this collar on 24/7 virtually.
It just sounds like a loose unit.
Yeah. He was loose, I tell you. Best horse to ride race day you've ever seen, but track work, absolute prick.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.